Hey guys, welcome to Vehicle Visionary. My name is Tom Tompkins. I'm the host and the founder of Vehicle Visionary, and today I'm going to tell you all about the 2017 Mustang. This is a 3.7 liter V6 version, but I'm going to tell you something. I had a Mustang back in 2000. It was also a 3.8 liter V6, but I think it made 190 horsepower if I remember correctly, although that thing was much faster than 190 horsepower and run high 13s in the quarter mile after some things that were done to it, and it was a pretty special car. This one makes 300 horsepower, and I'll tell you more about the engine and the numbers that this car can produce as we get through the video. But first, let's start out with the exterior, and I'll tell you all about that. Now the front end of this Mustang, which by the way, the color is voodoo blue. It's a really nice color. I hope it's showing up as well on the video as it does in person. Very nice looking front end. The headlights look really nice. I like the way they are molded and formed, contoured into the body. But I'll tell you one thing, you don't want to damage one of these. They cost $1,700 a piece. They're kind of expensive. So the headlight is right here. These are running lights, and down here on the bottom are the turn signals. I like the way that's laid out. It looks good. Everything's kind of separated out. Just makes it flow better. You've got the nice large front grille with the Mustang emblem here. The engine gets plenty of air. There's also air ducts down here. And you have basically, I would call this a front splitter. I know some people might not, but basically that kind of look right there, that's more splitter looking than anything else. It looks really good, and I like the black accents and how they match with the voodoo blue color. Under the hood is the 3.7 liter V6. Now, unlike my 3.8 liter V6 back in 2000, this one actually comes with dual exhaust. Mine did not. I added that option. But with 300 horsepower, that's actually necessary compared to that 190 19 years ago. So that means that this Mustang runs extremely well. It sounds good, and of course, it looks great. You have sound deadening material right here. Now, if you watch me regularly, there is one thing missing. You don't have the shocks that lift up the hood. Oh well, that's okay. It's still a really cool car, but that's the one thing I say, you know, you do have the stand right here that you have to lift and put up. Not the end of the world, but you know what? I would rather have the shocks that automatically hold the hood up, so. And as we move to the side of the 2017 Mustang, it comes with standard 17-inch wheels. The wheels look really nice. You have mirrors that are actually a combination of plastic, black plastic, which matches everything else, and actually the color that is on the car. So that's really nice. Painted door handles that match the color of the car. And of course back here, very easy. You don't have to hit a button in the interior to open the gas door, and you have capless fuel fill. That is a nice feature as well, something we're seeing on a lot more cars these days. Makes it so much easier. You don't have to worry about a gas cap. You don't have to worry about potentially getting gas on your hands. You just put in the nozzle and fill it, and you're on your way after you finish. Okay, and moving on to the rear of the Mustang, I like the layout back here. The taillights look really nice. 3 taillights, not just one solid taillight, so that looks really good. The Mustang emblem here in the middle, and down here on the bottom, like I said, you see the dual exhaust right here. Makes the car sound really good. We'll start it up for you in just a minute. But down here on the very bottom, that's the reverse light. I like that. It looks nice. Let me show you a few things about what's going on under the trunk and how you can increase your storage space if you need to. Okay, and here on the back end, I want to show you something that you may not know about on your 2017 model Mustang. Let's say you're needing to get into the trunk and you don't want to reach into your pocket. All you have to do is reach here right above the license plate. There is a button right there that allows you to open the trunk that way. So that's really nice. Plenty of room back here. You can actually let the back seats down if you need to increase your cargo space a little bit, something that may not fit as well in here, and you need more space. You can move it into the interior by letting both back seats down. There's also a kit that comes with this car, if you have a flat tire that will actually air that tire up for you. That's nice to have. And right here is a glow-in-the-dark sticker, or not sticker I shouldn't say, but a little lever right here. And if you take a look on here, it's actually kind of funny. It shows you what it is. It shows the trunk opening and somebody hopping out of the trunk and running away if they get stuck in here. Pretty interesting. It's actually glow in the dark too. Okay guys, we're here in the interior of the 2017 Mustang, and I want to tell you about something that I think is a great safety feature. When you lock the car with the key fob or the remote, it locks the console right here as well. And it's actually an interesting thing to know, because I know the owner's boyfriend told me that one time he had something in here he wanted to get and didn't realize that with the doors being locked, he couldn't get into this, and he almost broke it getting in. Hope he doesn't mind me telling that story. I might have to edit that out, but that's a cool feature. So let me tell you all about what's going on here in the interior. I like the black interior, kind of a black and gray finish, and nice chrome door handles on both sides. You have, it's not really chrome, but it looks kind of chrome, a little bit of an accent piece here on the handle to pull the door shut. You've got, of course, your lock and unlock buttons right in front of the handles there, the buttons for the windows, the power windows, and the switch there for adjusting the side view mirrors. Moving into the interior, you have several large, actually 5 large air conditioning vents that are going to give you plenty of airflow. It's not a very large interior, so it's going to stay nice and cool during the summer and nice and warm in the winter if that's something you need. I know here in Louisiana, sometimes that just doesn't happen. Headlights are controlled here on the left-hand side, just behind the steering wheel, and to the right of the headlight switch is the dimmer switch for the interior lighting. Of course, you have a nice large dashboard with the tachometer and speedometer there. And here on the steering wheel on the left-hand side, just to the left of the horn, are the controls for going through all of the different features and functionality of the 27 Mustang here on the center screen between the 2 gauges. You also have the ability to answer phone calls or hang up on phone calls here on the bottom right-hand side, cruise control on the bottom left-hand side, and you can control all of the radio, the stations, and the volume here on the right-hand side just above where you answer your phone calls and handle all of that. Also, you can control voice commands by simply pushing the button here to the right of the answer phone calls button and tell whatever you need to tell based on how your voice commands are set up. Blinkers on the left-hand side, windshield wiper functionality on the right-hand side, and you have paddle shifters as well. Depending on what mode you are in, you can shift up on the right and down on the left. Here in the middle of the dashboard, you have, of course, you've got 2 cup holders. Let me move back here just a little bit. 2 cup holders, the parking brake, and of course the nice shifter. I really like the way this shifter trimmed out in black and kind of a silver. It's not chrome, but it looks that way. Of course, you do have chrome around on the accents of the cup holders and around the shifter. And moving here to the center of the dashboard, you can control the radio here on the left-hand side and a few other things. You've got mute, you've got phone and menu, a lot of different things there. The little infotainment screen in the center, and on the right-hand side you see this keypad, and I wondered what that was. There's a couple of different things there. Program things in, you can program radio stations and things like that. Very nice, very convenient. Right under that, everything for controlling the radio, if you want to do that right there, for volume, tuning, going back and forth between stations, all that good stuff. And below that, the functionality and controls for the air conditioner. And moving beneath the controls for the air conditioner, you have the start-stop button. 2 different things to note here. To start the engine, you put your foot on the brake. If you just want to run off of the battery, if you just need to turn on the radio or something like that, you don't put your foot on the brake and you just push the start-stop button, and the engine's not going to start, but you're going to have power. You have the hazard lights button right here, traction control on and off, and if you hold the traction control button down for a few seconds, it's going to completely disable traction control. So that's nice to know if that's something you need to know. And the last button over here next to the traction control on and off is the button for adjusting the steering mode. You actually have three. You have normal, comfort, and sport. And so it's going to change how the steering wheel actually feels. I like that. And the final button here on the right-hand side of the traction control button, that is actually for adjusting the steering wheel mode. You have normal, comfort, and sport depending on what you are doing with your 2017 Mustang. And right here on the bottom of the right-hand side of the steering wheel, you have a lever that allows you to telescopically move the steering wheel. You can also move it up and down and adjust that however you want, depending on your desires as the driver of the Mustang. Okay guys, we're out here on the road with the 3.7 liter Mustang, and I'm just gonna hop into it here real quick, and I want to tell you what, I am impressed with how well this little car accelerates. That is really impressive for a 6-cylinder. The acceleration is really nice, and I love how this car corners. I mean, it's what you would expect out of a sports car, but it corners well. The steering's nice and tight. No issues with really any kind of body roll. Let's see how it downshifts. Yeah, I'd kind of like to see the paddle shifters be a little more responsive than they are, but you know, it is what it is. It'd still be a lot of fun in the right conditions, and you know, tracking this car would probably be a blast. But I know from what we've done driving here a little bit that the body roll is very, very minimal, pretty much non-existent. I haven't thrown it into a turn super hard, but this car is just really solid. I like the way it corners. I like the way the steering wheel feels. This leather-wrapped steering wheel is nice and comfortable, and the acceleration is really nice. The shifts are smooth, and that's probably one reason why it feels like it's not as responsive maybe on the shifter paddles as what I would like to see, is because the shifting is so smooth. But you know, still really impressive regardless. Like I said, my 3.8 liter V6 that I had years ago, it was a great looking car, but it didn't run as well as this one without making some serious mods to it. So I have to say, I'm very impressed with the way this car drives. And that ends my time with the 2017 Ford Mustang. The 3.7 liter is a blast to drive. It just is so much fun. It has great steering, great handling, great everything. And I like the voodoo blue color. This is a nice color on this car. So I'd like to thank my friends who gave me the opportunity to review this car today. Somebody actually approached me and said, hey, do you want to review this Mustang? And I'm glad I said yes, because it was a lot of fun. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and I will see you next time on Vehicle Visionary.